Well,
This also isn't Bloodborne.
oh shit! For fuck's sake! Yep, this isn't Bloodborne. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Right, well, let's change the stream title. Fuck me running. It's going so well. Hello everyone, it is I, Kirby Rawstorn, stream under the organisation Roll Together, here with some other lovely miscreants who are here to point out the numerous failings that I have already made. With me tonight I have the one and only Gaijin Gamer. Are you...
I'm here. I hope there's not more than one of me. I think the world would say. So yeah, sorry, cleaning my glasses. I'm Adam from Gaijin Gamer. Very super organized, as you can tell. So hi, I'm here.
Excellent, lovely. Thank you very much. And there is a shout out for you in the chat. So should anyone not already be following you, please go and do so now. Yep, definitely misleading people with the go live notification, but hey ho. Right. Wow, going really well here. So who else do we have with me? It's only bloody Nummy Numbers.
Hello, I'm Nummy Numbers. I am the organising third of Booty Bay Squad. Yeah.
Excellent.
What else do you want me to say? That's it. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry we're not Bloodborne.
Yes, I do apologise for that because I thought I'd have done that yesterday, but apparently not. So yeah, pro streams here, and finally we have the one, the only Spirit Knight Shiro.
It's good that there's only one of me as well. Yeah, I'm generally known for lurking in people's chats and causing trouble, and also being a D&D DM. Currently running too many campaigns all set in the same world. I have a very minimal internet presence at the minute. If you do want to find me, then I'm on Twitter as at DT_Shiro, SHIRO, for the next 2 days at least, while Twitter's still a thing.
Thank you very much. So let's avoid the hot mess that is Twitter. Wow, this bodes well. And say hello to people in chat. So we have with us today Luna, Sen, Lil Albatross. Let's see who else we got. Steel Aldinio, always lovely to see you. And we also have a follow from Last Librarian. Thank you very much for the follow. It's lovely to see you all here. I apologise for the chaotic start. I clearly have not got my shit together. But that is on theme for today's tabletop RPG that we are playing, because we are playing You Awaken in a Strange Place, an RPG where you do absolutely no prep and where lots of weird shit can happen.
Kirby.
Yes.
Talking about unorganized, chaotic shit and how I said I left my insulin at home this morning, I've also now just left it downstairs, so can I run downstairs and get it before we start?
As long as you leave your camera on, yes, you can.
Thank you.
So, just as a bit of a brief intro, for those of you who don't know this game at all, essentially, none of us have done any preparation in getting ready for this game. We've all showed up knowing absolutely nothing. I'll be running the game as the DM. We also have the 3 players who will be basically making it up as they go along. We are going to go through the setup process. We'll then run the game, and then we'll keep talking until Gaijin's back, because I've run out of things to say. Fantastic. Also, welcome on Vera into the chat. And Albra, I'm sorry for full naming you. I was just going through some names. So yes, okay. So first things we need to do is we need to come up with what the game is actually going to be about. So I would like all of the players to roll 2d6 and tell me what the numbers are that you come up with.
Seven.
Okay.
It's a 4 and a 1 for me, for a grand total of 5, if my maths is correct.
Fantastic. And Nummy?
I got 6.
6. So 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I would like everyone here. I'm going to ask you to think of a thing. I want you to think of it and stay quiet, guys. And if I can just get you to go slightly to the other side. That's the way. Thank you. Just because we have very small squares on today's show, and otherwise your face is going to get cut off.
I'll try not to lean.
Thank you very much. Welcome on Fenris Lucas into the chat. What I will say is, just another quick note before we get started, I have turned off alerts and kind of various different bits. So any donations, any subscription things, they're not going to do the little pop-up thing like they normally do. I will thank anyone at breaks and times, and any donation rewards, then they will be applied to next stream, not this one, just so you're aware. But yes, welcome onto the chat, Fenris Lucas. So, Gaijin, I would like you to think of a genre. So that can be from anything, so from like, black and white film, all the way through to sci-fi fantasy. Just think of anything you like, from books, TV, media, that kind of stuff. Who do we have next? That was Nummy, wasn't it? So I would like you to think of an adjective. And for people like me who are terrible with the words that describe the things that are words, the adjective is the descriptive word. So, for example, funny, dangerous, smelly, those kind of things. I know. Yes, so Nummy, if you could come up with an adjective, please. And finally, Shiro, can I ask you to come up with a location? This is where our RPG is going to be taking place this evening. So, I'm just going to chat for a couple of seconds. If everyone can just kind of give me a little wave when you're feeling confident that you've got something. Excellent. Oh, you're doing the Queen, I see. Wonderful. Nummy, we good? Fantastic. Okay, so no changing things as you hear what other people come up with. Gaijin, what have we got for a genre?
Well, sticking true to myself, it's got to be a horse movie.
Horse movie. That's classic genre. So what were like Black Beauty and Warhorse and what?
Yeah, like horsey, like yeah,
With horses, just with horses.
yeah, just horsey, generally horsey.
Okay, fantastic. What have we got for our adjective?
I'm laughing because the adjective is sexy.
A sexy horse show. Great. Okay, sure. I almost. Oh God, why?
We have been Blade in the Dark flashbacks.
I thought about this morning, and I was like, well, should I maybe say that sexy is not the kind of adjective that we're looking for? And I was like, no, someone would say.
Too late now.
Right. Okay, and for the location, Shiro, what have we got?
It's the first human colony on Mars.
Those sexy Martian horses. And the people that ride them. Okay. On Mars. Excellent.
What could go wrong?
Okay. So, the next thing that happens as part of this game is we are going to give it over to our players to create some lore about the world. So, I'm going to ask each of them to say a statement about the world, and that statement will become true. And we're going to do this in the same order again. So we'll go Gaijin, Nummy, Shiro. So if once you're ready, can you think of a statement that you'd like to make true about the world? And that could be anything like that people, I don't know, explode at the age 16, or that petrol no longer exists and people now travel in steam-powered locomotives, whatever you like. Has everyone got one or something that they are ready to share with the group?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, lovely. Gaijin, what is your statement about the world?
Horses are the members of the government.
Okay. Are they the only members of the government?
Yes, all the members of the government are horses.
Okay, fantastic. Nummy,
Mine is also horse based.
as one might expect.
That's allowed, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's that horses are the supreme overlords, and they make the humans race.
Okay. Right. Yep, I think we can work with this. And Shiro, can I ask for yours?
You can, and I will tell you it.
Thank you.
When a human gets embarrassed, they go completely invisible.
Okay. Okay. So, part of the game is that you'll be basically setting your own mission here for what you want to accomplish tonight. We'll be creating characters in just a moment. But one of the functions of the game is that you, at any point, as a character, can speak a truth about the world and have it become true, like we've just done. However, within the game, you'll have to make a roll for it. So when you make the roll, you'll say, "Oh, I don't know, cheese is actually the body of Christ," and you'll roll 2d6, and depending on the result you get, will depend on whether that becomes true, partially true, or actually that's not true at all. So you've got your one free statement about the world that's become true, and we'll get to more as and when it becomes relevant. So next thing we're going to do is to create some characters. So I would like you all to think about what exactly your character is, who they are. They could be human, they could be horse, they could be something else. Just come up with a brief premise. So hang on, let me read the example one of this because it was... let's see. So an example is... Alan says that he wants to be a huge, muscular, overalls-wearing farmhand from a tiny town, who is an expert with a lasso, and he names his character Bradford McBuff. So that is an example of a character. You can, of course, define them more later. That is absolutely fine. So I would like everyone to roll me 2d6 again, and we're going to go round, and you can tell me about your characters in that order. So let's see. What has everyone got? Shiro, what have you got?
I got a 6.
Okay. Nummy?
I got 8.
Excellent. Gaijin?
I also got 8.
Okay, can we get a roll-off between Nummy and Gaijin, please?
2d6 again.
2d6 again.
Ladies first.
I got 10.
Ooh, I got an 8 again.
Okay, so in that case, Nummy will be going first, then Gaijin, then Shiro. Now, part of what we do for character creation is we get your stats. So everyone gets to choose 4 stats that they are good at, or that their character is affected by, shall we say. And everyone shares a pool of stats. However, the ones that you name for yourself are the ones that you can apply modifiers to. So, for example, you get a +2, a +1, a -1, and a -2. So 2 things you're good at, 2 things you're bad at. So, for example, you could say, for example, I believe in the example was a +2 in lassoing, a +1 in throwing, a -1 in dodging, and a -2 in lying. So they can be literally anything that you think of, and you can choose to roll for that. So, Nummy, going first, please tell me about your character and what they are good and bad at.
That wasn't much time to think about what they were good and bad at.
Absolutely fine. It's meant to catch you on the cuff, I think.
I don't like it.
I'm sorry.
I changed my mind. I don't want to play. My character is called River Cookie, and they are a horse who comes from a long line of horses who used to be raced by the humans, and back on Earth before Mars got colonized, and they had some kind of horse racing accident, and now they resent the humans, and they have been breeding them up to race, and they have lovely horsey fur.
Excellent.
Is it fur? Do horses have
Well,
fur,
I mean,
or is it
they have a coat and they have a mane. So
Hair, it's horse hair.
yeah,
Coming from the resident expert.
that? And that's what's all over them, not just the long flowy bit on their
Yeah,
head.
it's all over them.
Okay, well, lovely hair then. Lovely, lovely, lovely hair.
excellent. So I do have questions, but I'll save them for once everyone's done their character.
I've got questions, to be honest.
Fantastic. So what stats are you going to choose as your 4 stats?
My stats are being a jerk, speed eating, being capable of love, and pooping.
Excellent. I knew I wouldn't be let down by you. That is perfect. So feel free to assign your stats to those as you want. So
I can't remember what I said.
That's okay. So everyone will need to write these down. So we have number 1, being a jerk. Everyone else will have a +0 in this. Nummy, you will have a +1, a +2, a -1, or a -2, as is your want. Number 2 is speed eating. Okay, number 3 is being capable of love. And number 4 is pooping. Fantastic. So, next up, we have Gaijin.
So, my character is called Hobby Hoofers.
Hobby Hoofers.
Hoofers. And he is a half human, half horse. However, his legs and his arms are human, but his body and head are horsey. So he's like a weird reverse centaur.
So he's kind of like a minotaur. So he's got like a horse chest,
almost
horse head, but human arms.
Yeah, and he's still got the long horse head, so like he can like
wobbles about
with his head as. And he was basically used to be, or he is a trainer of racing humans, and was sort of the offspring of a secret romance.
I see. Very interesting.
Not secret anymore.
Excellent. And your 4 stats, please. Everyone prepare to write these down.
So his 4 stats are riding.
Riding, okay.
Kicking.
Kicking, okay.
Remembering.
Right.
And kissing, I'm going to do.
Kissing, okay. Okay. Very good. And so, yeah, you can apply your +1, +2, -1, -2 to any of those 4 stats. Everyone else has a 0 in those stats, but is capable of rolling for them. And finally, last but not least, Shiro, would you like to tell me about your character and their stats?
I would love to, thank you. My character is called Rover McGrover. He is a human scientist who explored just a little too far on Mars and got sacked from his job by the horsey government and forced to race in the human races.
I see. Very nice. Okay, and your 4 stats, please.
My 4 stats are knowing things,
Yep.
racing,
Okay. Yep.
horse whispering,
All right.
and breathing in a vacuum.
Okay. Very good. All right. So we have being a jerk, speed eating, being capable of love, pooping, riding, kicking, remembering, kissing, knowing things, racing, horse whispering, breathing in a vacuum. We are also going to have 4 other skills, which are decided by me. So I'm going to say dressage, seduction, because we're being sexy horses, or possibly sexy around horses. I'm not entirely sure. Let's say Martian history. And seething resentment. Okay. So, there we go. We have our 16 stats. So what we're going to do next is we're going to talk a little bit about your characters, the world that they live in, and kind of decide what it is that you lot would like to do. Because surprisingly, in a few minutes, you are all going to awaken in a strange place, and from then on, it will be up to you to decide exactly what happens and what goes forth from this point onwards. So, I guess the first question I have for all of you, and feel free to jump in as and when you're ready, is these horses, are they bipedal or are they quadrupeds?
I'd say they're probably still quadrupeds. Like they look like standard horses. That's what I would say. I don't know if anyone agrees or disagrees.
I would like to make a roll, if possible, to say that horses have 6 legs instead of 4, because they've evolved them over time.
Fair enough. So we're going to make our first roll of the night. What you need to do is roll 2d6, and depending on the number you get, depends on whether you get a success or not. Between 2 and 6 is a failure. Between 7 and 9 is a partial success. And between 10 and 12 is a complete success.
It's a 10.
It's a 10, so that's a complete success. So, 6-legged horses. We have... oh, God.
Shame it wasn't 5.
Yes, of course. They have, of course, evolved 6 legs over the past 10,000 years. That's enough time for evolution, right? He said, making the scientists in the audience cry. Yes, so they have, of course, evolved six legs over the past 10,000 years to help overthrow the humans that were racing them. Where are these extra 2 legs? Are they like in the middle? Are they
on their heads?
On their heads, I was going to say that, yeah.
It's actually their ears.
So it's just like
Their ears have
little.
evolved into, and they have all the movement that like the leg,
They've
ears
got
have. So
pincers on the end of them.
Yeah, it's quite impressive because horses that go into kind of like martial arts films are really high in demand. So yeah, fantastic. So what else have we got going on in this world? We seem to have a Martian scientist, or a human scientist.
The winner of the human races is allowed to go free and doesn't have to race again.
Okay, it's kind of like a gladiator type deal.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I think we can. I think we can have that. No need to roll for that.
Like, I'd also say the horses have like massively grown, so the humans like no bigger than their legs, so the humans look like tiny people.
See, well, I was going to say, let's make a roll for that one because that.
Oh, where I get it wrong, and the horses have shrunk.
Oh yeah, the horses won't have shrunk, but
8.
8. Okay, so they have grown. They're now essentially every horse is at least a horse's head above kind of the average human. So yeah, they're a bit bigger, but they're not ridiculously huge. They don't have their own special doorways built, for example.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Any other bits that we want to throw in? What do we think we might want to do as our objective for this evening?
I think like the prize human racer has disappeared,
Okay.
and we're on a we've been pulled out of society to try and find this missing human race.
Human racer. It does sound, yeah. It sounds like there's some slang going on there as well. Yeah. What do people think about that? Searching for the missing human racer.
That's good to me.
Oh,
Okay. Very good. In which case, let us begin tonight's game. You awaken in a strange place. You all kind of come to consciousness, look about you. The scent of hay and fecal matter is high in the air.
oh yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes it happens when I go to sleep.
Yes.
Probably just get that checked out.
I'm a horse. It's what I do.
Yeah, you look around you. You are in a darkened, enclosed room. It seems like some kind of private stable. Very finely furnished, but with hay spread about for ease and convenience of cleaning. What would you all like to do?
I'd like to make another roll and say that one of the things that happens in the world is if one of the horsey overlords does a poop, instead of it being cleaned up, human servants immediately come in and plant potato seeds in it.
Yes, of course. Why would that not be the case?
Well, it might not be the case because that's a 4.
That's a 4. Okay, yeah, that's obviously not true. Human servants, scenting the change on the breeze, have you see the doors, double doors swing open to the room that you're in, and a human servant kind of just very much walks in forward, head bowed, just kind of repeatedly bowing to the lot of you in the room. What makes their way around the edge of the room, and just with a very kind of like large dustpan and brush, you just from behind you, River, you hear the soft and familiar sound of sweeping furiously before they make their way back out of the door again. You just hear the words, "Oh, it's terribly sorry, and then the door shuts again.
Good.
As he's like walking out the door, I like run at the door and like ears flat back, bearing my horsey teeth at him, just like trying to speed him up out the door.
Yes. Let's see. That would be
a racing.
Sure, that seems reasonable.
I'm racing
actually,
towards the door with my teeth bared.
okay, you could also arguably call that being a jerk, but sure, let's go with racing.
Either one, because I don't get a modifier either. 5.
5. You run. The problem with being half human, half horse, especially as you have 4 legs, much like horses of old, you means you're slightly off center when you run. So you're run towards this human man, who just looks up at you in confusion, having been staring at the floor this entire time and having not noticed you. Just seems entirely bewildered and just kind of drops the dustpan and brush with a clatter, befouling the floor. Oh, 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 and just kind of like back steps out of the door as quickly as possible. You just kind of see the door shut with his face just emerge into the doorway.
I actually only have 2 legs.
I thought you had
He's
a
actually
horse's
got-
head.
He's got literally, yeah, but
Yeah,
he's
because
still
you've got
the
2 legs
old-
on the head.
Yeah. Yeah, I originally imagined him just with normal horses, but I made that change, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Yeah, he has got this. He's just like flicking his horsey legs around on his head now.
Yes.
So yeah.
All of a sudden, there is a massive fanfare. You hear the sound of trumpets. When all of a sudden, the door before you swings open, and a human man in a powdered wig says, "Announcing the Prime Horse Minister of Mars for your consideration." And before this man can finish what he's saying, you can see him kind of like brushed to the side by this very august-looking female horse who walks in, bedecked in finery and kind of a very long gown that covers both front and back legs. So essentially, a horse wearing a dress. Walks in, kind of flops her upper legs at you all, and goes, "Well, hello, everyone." Ooh, interesting. Sorry, Zoom just gave me a little horrible message. Hopefully everything will be fine.
Was it an abusive message?
It was not. It was telling me that I was signed in on another device, which I'm most certainly not. Yes, the horse prime minister walks in and says, "Hello, everyone."
Hi, Dr. Nick.
I wave with one of my head legs.
I see. What was that? Rover?
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Dr. Nick. Yes. Well, I am Dr. Nicola. Yeah, we go with Nicola. Dr. Nicola, Prime Minister of Mars. Hello. Are you the fine investigators that we've hired to search for the missing human?
The missing human?
Yes, that is the case. Are you not here as investigators?
We are here as investigators.
Fantastic.
I just couldn't remember why I was here.
Oh, well, I'm
He's inhaled a lot of methane overnight. Please forgive him.
Oh, it's understandable. Happens to the best of us. That's why I wear this dress, keep it all in. That's how it works.
I'd like to make a roll, please, DM, to say that the back of the Prime Minister horse's dress is inflated like a balloon as the methane is rising, trying to escape through the fabric, but
You
not
surely
being able
can.
to.
Go on then.
It's a 6. I don't think it is.
It's a 6. No, sadly, there is actually you see a sequence of pipes and the like that trail out behind the horse minister, leading out of the door somewhere, seemingly to transport the methane and various other gases to a more secure location.
I like to think it just goes back to her horsey bathroom.
Yep, that is it. So yes, thank you all for agreeing for meeting me here. I can speak English, but very badly, for I am a Martian originally, you see. It's very hard to kind of try and improvise this off the cuff. Yes, so, as you know, you've been invited here to help search for the missing human. Arnold Targaryen. My
otherwise known as copywriting McInfringement or something.
Oh, you've met him before then. Yeah.
Fine beast he was, I remember.
Oh, yes, he used to fly out the gate. Anyway, he's my prize-winning human, racing human. And of course, I wish to have him return to me. For I wish to win the race this year, the Grand Mars race. And
The
it
human
begins.
race.
The human race, exactly, yes. It begins in just over 6 hours. And he's gone missing. I'm not quite sure why I let you rest overnight, to be honest. But there we
How long
go.
ago did he go missing?
He went missing a few days ago, now that you come to mention it. I really should have done something sooner, but I'm not a very good Prime Minister, following the human tradition. So, anyway. Yes, I wish you to go and search for my missing Arno.
Do you have any leads on the
Yes,
the
but I keep
missing
them
person?
in the stable. Oh, I see.
Sorry, Your Majesty. Yes, that's right. So things such as where you last had him.
Well, he was in his stables overnight, where he was just doing some training, running on the treadmill, that kind of thing. When all of a sudden, he wasn't there anymore. His handler said that he'd gone missing, and that's about all we know.
For some reason, I have it in my head that all of the humans are just naked because they're treated as animals.
Not this one.
Can I roll for that?
Oh God.
Sure. Go on then. 2d6.
Aw, it's only a 5.
5. No, they are fully clothed, as is their human right. They don't have many rights left, but the right to bear clothes is one of them. So I'm just going to leave you to it for all you, or apparently all the best people that we thought would be brought in to investigate a disappearing human.
Do you have by any chance a sketch of what the missing human Arno looks like?
Oh, yes, here, and she kind of pulls out what is clearly kind of a caricature. It's a cross between a caricature and just a stick person. You kind of you can guess who it is from the nameplate that is around the neck of the human in question that says Arno Targaryen.
Yeah.
Just,
I'll look
"Here."
sadly down at my own nameplate as I see the picture.
Yes, Rover McGrover. You have one of the shorter nameplates. Longer names have fallen out of fashion since the decree was brought in to wear nameplates. But anyway, just I'll have you shown down to the stables where he was kept, and you can proceed as you see fit.
Your Majesty, will we receive some kind of reward
Of
for
course,
his safe return?
compensation. I believe you've all been spoken to about what you will receive. So why is everyone doing this? What have you all been promised for rescuing or finding or whatever this human?
A magic spell to turn me into a full horse.
I see. Sure. Yes. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
I have been promised a Scrooge McDuck money bin, but filled with oats.
Okay, a grain silo or like an oat silo.
Yes, except it's the Scrooge McDuck money bin.
Okay, absolutely fine. And Rover.
I have been promised, this is a bit Aldous Huxley, but I'm going to go with it anyway. I've been promised that the next human race that I participate in will be against the weakest and most feeble of humans. So I have an increased chance, but not a guarantee of receiving my freedom.
Very good. So yes, I believe you've all. Oop, lost my dice there. You've all had your rewards promised to. Should you successfully return my missing human to me? Now, uh, my page here. She kind of looks at the wigged man who's just been like stood at the side, holding onto the side of his jacket, waiting patiently. We'll send you all down to the stables. And I must go because the tube behind me is filling up very quickly. So, goodbye. And she turns around and walks out very briskly. You see a comical, like, gas bubble just travelling down the tube, kind of indicating that it is fast. There's some kind of blockage somewhere along the line. So, yes. What would you like to do? You see the man kind of straighten and look at you with a bit of pomp and ceremony. Stables. Yes, do
yeah.
follow me. Kind of like stiffly marches out of the room, leading you all the way down several flights of stairs through the Grand Mars Cathedral that you are currently within, to some of the finer human stables that you've ever seen. And yes, there within, you see a number of humans training, kind of like on various treadmills, lifting weights. It basically looks like a really high-tech prison exercise facility. And just everyone's there, kind of like sweating up. To be fair, it looks more like a gym. But
does it have really bassy music playing in the background, being as this is a sexy horse movie?
yeah, you can pretty much constantly hear "Call on Me."
Call on Me by Eric Prince.
That's the one. Yeah, it's constantly playing, no matter where you are in the human compound.
Nice. The oldies are the goodies.
Very good. So, the man says, "Okay, well, here we are in the stables. I'll leave you here to do your investigations. It's been pleasure speaking with all of you very briefly, and not having any of my backstory revealed. Goodbye," and just leaves before you can drag him into the plot.
I want to go up to one of the guys preparing for, or one of the racers preparing for, I'm assuming, a race that's imminent today. Or,
Yes.
and ask him if he needs any help with his preparation, specifically the oiling up before the race.
I see. So yes, there are regular races. Some of them are more grand than others, and it's only every, I think we'll say like once a season that there is a race in order that you can win your freedom. And today is that very race. So you approach a man and offer to oil him up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's roll. Give me a roll for seduction. I can't think of what else this would be, except for maybe being capable of love, but I'm not entirely sure.
Depends on his intentions.
Yeah.
Well, that was a nice 8.
A nice 8. You approach the man. He's a very kind of like gruff-looking bald man, lots of muscles, just kind of like essentially looks like a 90s wrestler. There in his vest, and he's just kind of like pumping weights, and he approaches, "What?
Hi.
Yeah, what do you want?"
I've been sequestered. I think that's the word. Sequestered to help you prepare for the big day.
I see.
And I noticed you're a bit lacking on the oil front at the minute.
I see. Yeah, so this is, I'll just be clear, this is success with a complication. The complication is that he's going to get really into it. So, you begin oiling up this human. The two of you who are not oiling up a human are stood at the side, and then you start hearing these really kind of, what would be described as uncomfortable noises of, "Oh, Oh yeah. Oh, you've done this before, haven't you?
And as this happens, Hobby Hoofers is kind of getting into it a bit as well, and
Okay.
starts like trying to kiss his neck at the same time.
Okay, that's a separate role. Are we going with kissing or seduction?
That's going to be kissing.
Very well.
That's pretty ironic. You wanted sexy horse?
Oh, I forgot it was sexy. I was trying deliberately to ignore the sexy.
That is a 6 minus 2.
Right.
That
Well,
sort of
in
big
that case,
horse head gets in the way.
for your
There's
trouble, you hear this. Oh yeah, and then hey, what are you doing? Oi! And then kind of like this. You hear a comical punching sound of that of a cartoon fight before Hobby reappears, kind of like stumbling over, having received a square fist to the snout.
I didn't get a chance to ask him about Arno.
That was your plan, was it?
I would say at this point Rover is invisible because the noises were quite embarrassing.
So yes.
Okay, well, since the two of you are obviously quite distracted by other things, I don't know where the other one's gone, but you've been quite distracted, Mr. Hoofer. I want to find the who is in charge. Who is in charge of this stable? Did the man in the wig point them out?
No, he vacated to allow you to formulate your own plan.
Where's the horse in charge?
Make a roll for it. What would you like to roll for this? Knowing things, perhaps?
I'm going to roll for knowing things.
Okay.
All right then. It is a 9.
A 9. You look round and you see at kind of the far end. There's quite a long gym, so if you imagine that this is kind of like basically a recreational exercise yard, but indoors, as we say, with the pumping Eric Pride. And at the far end, you can see that kind of throughout there are these various horse trainers who are just like essentially the horse equivalent of Mr. Motivator. Motivating.
They're all wearing spandex.
They're all wearing neon spandex, yeah, and they're all motivating humans to like really kind of like do their cardio, be healthy, be fit, and essentially doing this a lot. And at the far end, you see the horse in the brightest, skin tightest lycra that you've ever seen, and you reason that this must be the head trainer.
Okay. I trot over to the head trainer.
Okay.
And I am going to ask the head trainer what happened with Arno.
As you approach, you hear him kind of saying to this group of humans that are all in front of him, kind of doing gymnastics. Yeah, and 1, and 2, and bend, and flex. And he kind of like turns around, sees you, and says, "Go on, anyone in my gym needs to be doing exercise. And 1, and 2," and he's kind of like miming to you to follow along.
I am going to walk around behind him and use one of my head legs to snap his spandex like a wedgie.
Okay. So that seems like being a jerk. Go on.
Can I have
right.
like got in the front and like started doing exercise as a distraction while this is going on, so he's less aware of it?
You can certainly do that, yes.
And yeah, it'd be like really fancy.
What have we got for jerkiness?
11.
11. Yes. So that was your complication, was that you were going to have to be doing exercise in order to be able to talk to him. You snap his spandex, and he goes, "Well, there's no call for that, really. Oh, take 5, everyone. Go rehydrate. Get your electrolytes up. We'll come back in 5." Kind of turns around and goes, "Well," crosses his ear hoofs. So in a kind of like a semi-aggressive, passive-aggressive pose. Goes, well, and who might you be in my gym?
I am the horse looking for Arno. You know Arno went missing.
Oh, you say, oh, you're looking for Arno. Oh, and he kind of like calms down a little bit. So, yeah, went missing about 2 or 3 days ago. To be honest, I thought someone would come around sooner. Yeah. Well, I mean, his paddock was over there, and he kind of indicates down. There's a corridor. You can see that the room is split out into a number of like double doors that have basically got like A1, C2, B3 over them, except in sequential order. And it looks like there's kind of these essentially dormitories down these kind of hallways. Yeah, and disappeared from there a couple of days ago. We thought it was a bit weird, to be honest, because we don't have much in the way of security around here. So, surprising it doesn't happen more often.
Can I become uninvisible next to them and ask the head trainer, did Arno by any chance get embarrassed about anything shortly before he disappeared?
Kind of looks down and he goes, "Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. He's clearly seen invisible humans before. Funny thing is, he was not very bashful. Was our Arno? He was, bit of a lad, to be honest. Didn't really feel much in the way of shame.
Wasn't put to shame by anyone after seeing anyone else.
Not that I know. Not that I know of. Hang on. He kind of like wants to heads off down C2. Maybe we go have a look at his quarters. See if you can find anything there. Just start.
All right then.
Start
Yes,
strutting down.
I snap his spandex again as he walks past.
Stop
I'm trying to. I want to try and remember who the gentleman was I was talking to.
Okay.
Because to me, a lot of the humans just look the same.
Right. When you say the gentleman you were talking to, which one do you mean?
The one I was oiling up.
You want to remember the gentleman you were oiling up? Okay.
I can't remember which one he was. Like I look back into the gym and go like I can't remember which one he is. So I want to try and
fine.
remember.
Roll for remembering.
Well, that's an 8 minus 2, so a 6.
Okay. Yeah, you're just face blind to humans. So it's it's really all about the oil for you.
Yeah, I walk up to the one I think he is, and start trying to oil them up again to like carry on my conversation about what they might know about Arno.
Okay. Yes, you walk up to a very small elderly man. If you think like Hans Moleman from The Simpsons, you just hear, "Oh dear, not again." Before the rest of you are all led away down to the stables of Arno Targaryen. Yes, the head trainer kind of like opens up a room in front of you, and there's just a little door. You kind of see him just essentially do a little key fob. It swipes open, and the door swings open. You see like a quite large recreational room for what humans normally get. It seems to be quite spacious. There's a pinball table in there. There's a window with bars on it, and a poster on the wall of like a human and a horse like running side by side, with the motivational caption underneath it saying, "We're in this together, horseman." That's it.
Next time I need a motivational caption, I know exactly who to go to.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to obviously, being a human who's involved in the races and having some training of my own, not entirely adequate stables. I would like to pick up the bucket of water that I know is kept in the corner of all human stables, for general cleaning, other things that we may or may not have bonus points in our skills in. And I'd like to just start kind of just throwing splashes of it around the room, partly to see if I can locate an invisible human, but also partly to just throw potentially poopy water all over the place.
Sure.
And I'd like to use seething resentment to do that, please.
Very good. Roll for seething resentment.
That is unfortunately a 6.
A 6. Okay. Sadly, you can't even find the wrong bucket. It's that bad. Yeah, you find a basin, a sponge, but no bucket. So you were forced to like lightly spritz the room with water. Yeah, you're just walking. It takes a real long time just walking around.
I'm very, very angry as I'm doing it.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely fine. You don't find an invisible human, surprisingly.
Well, he's not in here. Entitled bastard's not in here.
Oh. Okay, what would people like to do?
I'm still oiling up this guy that I think is the big buff dude that I was oiling up.
Ooh, please stop.
And
Yes.
I'm just like asking him if he have you seen Arno recently?
Oh, I haven't seen Arno in days.
Do you know where he may have gone?
Oh, he kind of like looks up at you. I mean, you're a horseman. I can't. Not. I don't know.
Do you know if anyone didn't like him? Like any of the horses didn't like him?
So I feel like you need to make a roll to try and get this human to give up their secrets of some kind. What would you like to roll for that?
I think I'm gonna go for I'm gonna kick him in the shin.
I see.
While
You're trying
oiling
to
him up.
interrogate this old man while oiling
Oiling
him
him
up.
up.
Okay, sure.
I keep kicking him.
Sure,
like
yeah.
that, that like annoying little like poking that you do to get someone's attention when you're like a kid.
Okay.
I'm like doing that, but kicking him instead.
Okay, gotcha. Sure.
Well, that was a fantastic 9.
9. Okay. You kick and gradually, like every time he kind of like seems to resist telling you something, you just start like kicking him very gently. And kind of you can see that he's still holding back, but he does seem to reveal some information to you, more than he was before. And he's like, oh, I mean, I don't know where he's gone. I don't know what's going on with the voice there. I don't know where he's gone. He did get some visitors the other day. Sir, visited by some horsey types.
They look
like horses. I'm sorry,
What colour?
you all look the same to me.
You can't even tell the different colours.
Be honest, did you think I was another human?
You're the one I was oiling up earlier.
I'm not oily.
You're kind of like now.
It kind of like exposes a forearm. You can see it's very dry and wrinkled and elderly man like.
Did you see where the horsey guys went afterwards?
They went out the door.
Is there only the one door?
There's one main route out of the complex, yes.
Can you show me where it is?
It's the door you came in through.
I don't remember where it is.
It kind of like points down the far end, and basically there's this kind of like, security checkpoint where there are a couple of horses with guns, just stood around casually.
How are they holding them? They're like harness around their neck.
Yeah, have you played Goat Simulator? Have you seen like
Yes.
so there's like the kind of the jetpack where it's just strapped over the top and they're just little cannons at the basically pointing at shoulder height that they can just turn around and fire.
It's real accurate.
Oh yeah. It's no. Anytime someone tries to escape, it's a bloodbath. But luckily, humans have no rights, so it doesn't matter.
DM, can I make a world roll, please?
Sure. What would you like to roll for?
So, based on information that was just revealed just moments ago in this scene, I'd like to make a roll to say that there is a faction of horses that is working with the humans to make a better future.
I see.
And they occasionally find contacts within the captive humans to bring into their inner circle so they can turn them into agents.
Yeah, sure. Definitely roll for that.
That is an 8.
An 8. Okay, that is a partial success. So yes, there is. Yeah, there is an underground railroad of horse/people/horse people. A human resistance. Yes, there we go. So, yes, that is a thing. And
Nice.
you see the elderly man kind of like leans in close to you, Hobby, and says, "I think they might have been with the railroad."
Where's the railroad?
Can I hear him? Can I hear him telling him?
No, so you guys are in totally separate areas.
Oh yeah, I'm in the bedroom.
He's in the you're in the bedroom. He's in the main gym, and it's not actually a place. It's more of an organization. When did they become Northern? I know. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So what I want to do now is I want to go and tell the other guys. But obviously I'm in the wrong place. So I don't know if the humans view me as a horse or a human, but I'm assuming a horse. So I'm going to say, okay, thank you for the information. I just have one more request. I need you to take me to my friends so I can fill them in with the good news. And I want to ride him.
Okay, you want to ride the elderly man. So, well, this is certainly sexy, or as close to sexy as we're going to get. And I assume you want to be rolling for riding.
Yep.
Okay. I will say that this is an unsaddled human. So please make a roll for it.
That's the most disturbing phrase I've ever heard in a role-playing game in my life.
I'm just saying it's going to be tricky.
Oh, there's so many things going through my head right now.
Yep, lucky you.
So that is it's a 6 plus a 5 plus a 2.
I was going to say, hang on, how did you get a 6 plus a 5? I get you put 2 dice. Sure. You do a flying leap onto the back of this elderly man
who's
semi-oily old elderly man who whinnies uncontrollably, rears up slightly, and starts galloping towards where the rest of your companions are. So,
I want to barge.
In fact, if I would very much like you to make a roll to avoid hitting your head on the top of the door. Let's call this racing. So, yeah, let's call this racing. Maybe another racing roll.
That is. Hey. 10.
10. You masterfully. You've ridden humans before. You masterfully duck under the doorway as the elderly man spurs his way through. It's quite surprising for such an ancient specimen. He sure does have some welly in.
He knows how to move.
Yeah, he could be a serious contender for the race later today. And yeah,
I want to jump in again with another world roll and say human life expectancy is now 350 years.
Yes, go.
That's a 6. I'm getting a lot of 6s tonight.
Okay, so that was 6 total. It's a shame. Unfortunately, no. Human life expectancy is just the pitiful 150 that it was before. But yes, this elderly old man kind of races up to the outside of Arno Targaryen's cell/bedroom, and just kind of and just puts the brakes on. You tie him up to the what do you call it? The hitching post outside, and find your way in. So you're all together.
The railroad. That's all I say as I walk in. Let's go again.
So
the railroad.
Bobby has just sauntered into the room very casually, having ridden an old man to the hitching post outside, walked in and said, "The railroad." What do you do?
Can I think my internet went a bit squiffy, but can I check if my character knows about the railroad?
Yeah, sure. Roll for knowing things.
Okay. That's a 7.
Okay. Yes, you do. Indeed.
Oh wait. No, it's a 9 because I've got a +2.
Okay. Yeah, you certainly know about the railroad. They obviously are an organisation of very morally superior horses. Basically, kind of, if you remember how people viewed vegans in the 90s, that's essentially how you view the railroad, or how people these days view the railroad, as technically right, but also kind of arseholes.
I've got a lot of respect for the railroad.
Understandably so. But yes, public opinion is perhaps not with them at the moment. You're a few decades away from that, where you should be.
Is the head trainer still in here, or did he go away?
Yeah, no, he's around. He's just kind of like, he seems to not want to stand still. He's just in the corner, just cover me, on me. It's and just kind of like is in his own little world.
I think we should speak outside.
What? Why do we need to sneak outside?
I said speak outside.
Oh, I thought you said sneak outside. Okay.
And
Sure.
Can we bring Oily with us?
Is that his name?
I didn't ask him his name. He's a human.
Yeah, you can give him a name.
Oily. Yeah, he's Oily.
Couldn't you just check his nameplate?
No, he'll have a new nameplate made. If we want to rename him, we'll have a new nameplate made.
And we'll just tell the guards outside that we're just like taking him for some external training.
Oh no.
Well.
Oh, that's so funny.
Because you're in a sexy horse drama. Right. So you're just gonna try and walk out with a human out of the human training compound. Is that what I'm hearing?
It's part of our investigation.
It's part of our investigation on the authority of the Prime Minister.
Okay. Yeah.
Her Majesty the Prime Minister.
I feel like you're going to need a roll, so feel free to angle it however you want. But let me know how you'd like to roll for this to get this human out of thing, whether it's on the authority or not.
I am going to, as we walk back into the stables, as all horses do, I'm just going to stop at one point, and the tail swishes up, and I am just going to do a big poop. And then, when all of the servant people come out and flock round to clean up the poop, that's when we can smuggle the oily. He
In
can
the
be smuggled
confusion.
out then. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go like kick over some weights at the same time,
Okay.
like, as it all happens.
I'm gonna go around all of the running machines and increase them to maximum speed just with the touch of a button on each of them as I go past.
Okay. I mean, I think I know what people are going for. If you'd like to make your rolls, please. In terms of turning up the machines, how do you want to roll for that?
I'm being a jerk.
Absolutely fine. Sounds good. So pooping, jerk, and kicking, please.
I'm very pleased that you didn't say. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Joking.
I got 8.
8, excellent. Yes, absolutely fine. Let's come back to that. Kicking, how do we do?
5.
5.
No,
Okay.
7.
Okay, fine. Yeah. And
Do maths.
machines.
I got a 3. I don't think I know how they work.
Okay. Right. So, Rover, you walk over to a machine, and there's just a human running on it, and you just go to turn the press the button to like turn the speed up to 100 essentially. You just he keeps slapping your hand away. Just stop it, and you get engaged in that interaction for a good long time. River, you defecate everywhere, and yes, you see the humans kind of like start shuffling in from the sides. However, they seem to come in from different doors. So they seem to have like a little, essentially janitorial area where you just have like one or two of them kind of stood to the side so that they can clean up after the horse trainers as and when needed. But they aren't coming in through the main entrance. However, you see one of them turn to the other and kind of whisper, and you overhear like, "Oh, it's full. We'll need to empty the thing." And you see them kind of like they clean up, and they seem to start taking a load towards the security door, but they're getting very shifty, kind of like distrustful eyes from the guard horses at the front. So it seems like there might be some kind of leeway there. Now let's see. Hobby, you were kicking. What was it you were kicking in?
Kicking some weights over to try and cause a distraction.
Okay. You do, and the distraction is that. So, what are you kicking with? Are you kicking with your head legs? Or are you kicking with your human legs?
Human legs.
Your human legs. Yeah, the distraction is that you kick a very large weight. And the distraction is that you are on the floor cradling your foot because you think, just broken some of the bones in your toes. And there does seem to be a large commotion, and people start to gather around you as you scream in agony, or moan in agony, let's say.
I'm like moaning out in agony, like, no humans! I need the horses! No, trying to like use my horse leg above the crowd to gesture for the 2 by the door.
Okay. Okay. So you see, you kind of like shout, no humans, only horses. And 2 of the training horses start walking over towards you in their spandex. You're right, boyo.
I hurt my foot.
Oh, that's That's a pain. Probably shouldn't have kicked that weight then, should you?
I didn't. Oily, he pushed me and I fell into them.
Who's oily?
And Oily! And I point to the old man.
What, man's? That's... No. That's not oily. Oily's over there. And he kind of
Which
gestures...
one's Oily?
He gestures to a very bald, oily man who is kind of just there doing weights in the background. Looks vaguely familiar to you, but you can't really tell.
It was one of those two. I don't know which one it was, but it was one of them.
I see. That's a very serious accusation, you know.
Yeah, you'll have to take me out through the security with them to the Prime Minister so they can be questioned.
That seems like a lot of effort, to be honest. We'll probably just send you to Matron.
Yeah, she's out there as well. I need them to come and report what happened.
Oh, come on. You kind of like you see them both kind of like try and hoist you up under the shoulders to like lift you up and just basically start hobbling you out of the room. Oh dear. Listen, just be careful in the gym. You know, gym's not for everyone, you know, and just start walking you out. In the meantime, while this is happening, River, you see that Hobby is kind of distracting some of the gym staff, and you can see that the guard horses at the front are kind of like slightly distracted by the two human servants who are trying to like empty whatever they've got to empty. So, what would you like to do in order to try and make progress?
I am going to. Where's Oily right now?
Oily, I would say, would be kind of like edging away from Hobby, aka Gaijin, who's blaming him for having been kind of like maneuvered in some ways.
How near is Oily to me?
Where did you poop?
Oh, everywhere.
Like, did you walk into the middle of the room and just do it there? Did
Yeah,
you?
right in the middle.
Okay,
Yeah.
relatively near, let's say.
All right. I want to just be able to walk out of here. So I'm going to walk towards Oily so that my horse, my larger than a normal horse, as horses used to be, body
Mhm,
is in between this oily old dude
mhm.
and the guard horses.
Okay, just to be clear, when we say oily, we are referring to Mans and not the original oily man.
We're referring to the man that we want to actually
The
get
one
out.
you've been riding, or that.
The
Hobby
one that Gaijin has been riding.
Yes, that's good.
Not Gaijin, Hobby.
Yes, that's right. The one that Hobby has been riding.
Very good. Yeah.
And I want to say to him, I just want to embarrass him so he goes invisible. How can I embarrass him?
You tell me.
Nice ride.
Tell me if it's good enough. You won't have to roll for it.
What's the kind of thing that would make the old man blush? I don't know. I don't fucking know. They've got no shame, have they?
It's a fast ride.
Tell him that there's a lady human in the corner who's showing some ankle.
A little sliver of ankle.
There's a very small amount of ankle.
Well, I never. Is that what you're going with?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. Roll for it.
I don't understand human ways, so if that's what the human says would work, then sure. What am I gonna roll?
You got to tell him there's a lovely filly over there looking at him.
I mean,
I don't know what to roll. What do I roll?
seduction, perhaps?
I'm not trying to seduce him.
Being capable of love?
Yeah, maybe that's it for him. Or seduction. I'll roll for seduction.
Sure.
Okay, it's 7.
7. You see, oh my. You see him kind of just like he seems to be just like fanning himself, so he's gone semi-translucent. If you've ever seen the Ballad of Predator, then you
Yeah.
possibly know where like it's not he's not fully invisible. He's more chameleon. So
Okay. Well, that's okay. I am gonna tell him to walk underneath me. Get underneath me.
okay, he's gone fully
Underneath me.
invisible now.
Excellent. Right. Follow me out then.
This is
I'm
some
gonna walk
excellent-
out.
Sexy
Yeah,
horse
underneath
action.
me. I'm gonna assume that he's smart enough to walk out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna walk out.
Like you're bigger than a normal horse anyway, so he's got plenty of room, and he's still the same size as a normal human. So
Well, I'm trotting out past the guards, and I'll give them a little horsey nod and a
okay,
little.
yeah, fair enough.
DM, can I make another world altering roll, please?
By all means.
I would like to suggest and hope that my dice back me up when I say that the railroad working in tandem between enlarged horses and their human, their repressed human allies, have invented a very realistic giant horse suit/vehicle that can be piloted by a human and blend in with their horsey overlords.
So like a good version of like a pantomime horse.
Yes, exactly. There's almost
It all comes back to the
indistinguishable-
horse suit. Excellent. Yeah,
Yeah.
please roll for it.
Yeah,
As an 8.
That's an 8. Yeah, so what they've created essentially is a pantomime horse. And some of these suits are better, some of these suits are worse, some of them have been in the resistance for a long time. So yes, these things certainly exist, and
Don't get them under a black light.
do not get them under a black light. Yeah.
And watch out for all the ones with holes in. They've cropped up a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in fact, there is like horse propaganda that is shown on TV sometimes with like a male and female horse just like chatting up and kind of like being all sexy together, and then all of a sudden the front half just drops off the female horse, and she out pops a human who murders the poor defenseless male horse, and then the caption comes up: "Beware humans and horse costumes," in another bit of catchy propaganda. So yeah, that is something that exists. Cool. So yes, well, let's see.
I realise as I get outside the door, and River gets outside the door as well, and I'm assuming it shuts behind us, that we didn't plan on how to get the human out, who I can't remember who Shido's character is called. It's a human.
Well, Rover is
Rover. Yeah.
Yeah, so Rover is there are various classes of human. Humans aren't constantly like imprisoned everywhere. They do, wander around. They aren't just used for racing. That's just like a thing they do. In the same way horses aren't just used for racing. Sometimes they are used for riding on farms and things. And various other things.
Bet they are.
The horses ride around in a human and cart.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's a little rickshaw, and it's just like a dude. Yeah, you should. The horse's version of Ben Hur is amazing. Anyway, very old reference there. Yes, so there are people like humans can walk in and out if they have the appropriate clearance. Though potentially they are looked at as kind of like by traitors by certain other humans, depending on what level of access they have and things. So
we got Rover out. Cool. I just turn to everyone as I shake off these spandex horses and go, I want to visit one of these human riding farms now. They sound quite fun.
Human petting zoo.
Just feed a carrot to a human through a fence. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's just another way around. I think you just said feed a human, feed a carrot, a human through the fence.
Carrot fantasy.
Yeah, no, I want to make this a world ordering thing that there are killer carrot
sentient
farms.
carrots.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Roll for it.
That is a what was it? Oh, it's only a 6.
6. Sadly, the killer carrots are extinct. Though that is how the horses and humans kind of came to form an uneasy alliance to begin with. The horses would eat the killer carrots, but eventually the horses rose up and overtook the human race. So sadly, the killer carrots are now extinct.
Damn it.
Can I make a roll on the back of that roll to say that the final killer carrot died choking on a human?
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Choking on human.
It's a 7.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
That human is still alive.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the
Stuck
complication?
in the carrot.
Had a very good night.
The complication is that that human is still alive and they won't shut up about it. I choked last carrot to death, me. Mm. Okay. What were we even doing? You left a room, and then we started talking about riding humans.
Choking on carrots.
No, we'd already been talking about riding humans.
Okay.
Hobby
Happened a while
oiled
ago.
up a grandpa.
Okay. Yes. So, what are you doing? What's your plan?
Oily is supposed to help us
Okay.
to find the
And take us
railroad.
to the railroad.
Okay. Right.
Gonna ride the train as well.
Sure. So, you walk a short distance through. You're as I say in one of the many great Mars cathedrals. One of the government buildings. You walk along a little distance away so that the appearance of a human will not be suspicious, shall we say? And eventually, man's kind of just calms down enough to gradually reappear, and you gradually see the scenery behind him start to become less and less visible, and there he is stood in his kind of like athletic gear. Says, "Oh, I'm visible again. Okay."
Is it safe to be visible out here?
Sure. You're visible, right. And he kind of like looks at you, trying to make sure that you're real.
I won't be in a minute, and I think about the time I peed myself in a sports class when I was 6 years old.
Okay, you vanish from view. Assuming that makes you embarrassed, you vanish from view. Yeah, sure. Because okay. Just looks up at you between the two. What did you want?
The
What?
railroad.
Why did you
You're
take me
supposed
out
to
of the
take us-
gym?
You're supposed to take us to the railroad.
I need
These
my
humans,
freedom.
They're not very clever, are they?
Oh, my old bones. Okay. Yeah, let's make this some kind of let's make this, let's say, a knowing things roll. Who wants to try and get the knowing things out of this human?
Yeah, I'll try. I said I would try,
Okay.
and try is what I did because it was a 4.
Man's just looked at me because I said I think he was taken by the railroad, but I don't know. I don't know them myself. I
Don't
was
make
going to
me
win the
oil you up again.
race. Say again.
Don't make me oil you again.
You didn't oil me before. That was the other one.
I oiled you a bit.
I mean,
You're not the same one.
I'm not complaining. He kind of like looks a little bit bashful. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. What was the only thing I know about the railroad and the human resistance is let's see. What's the nursery rhyme? If you want to meet the human railroad, this is what you must do. Please, I was going to say, feel free to throw anything in here because at the moment I'm spitballing.
Just at this particular juncture, I would like to just pick up on something that's been said in chat, which is so when humans stop being invisible, they warp back into existence, making the same noises the TARDIS does when it comes into existence.
Sure, you can have that.
Don't want me to roll for it?
No. That just happens. That's too good.
Gold. That's the free 12.
Yep.
So the rhyme is, if you want to meet the railroad, this is what you must do.
Yep.
You must dance around a horse while they are doing a massive poo.
Yes, that's it. Thank you for reminding me, fellow human. Well, my dancing days are a bit behind me, so perhaps one of you would like to. It kind of like looks very awkwardly, just looks up at you, River, just as, well, you seem to have certain proficiencies based on what I've seen, so perhaps some of you might like to summon the railroad.
Have you got anything left in the tank, River?
Oh yeah, there's always more. Always more in the tank.
Okay, I'll start dancing around River.
Okay, River, please roll for pooping.
Okie
Surely the
dokie.
dancing's got to be a dressage roll.
Yes.
Yep, that's reasonable.
Human dancing. I got a 10. Oh wait, no, I got a 12 because I have +2.
That is a success. And how do we do on dressage?
7.
7. Your dancing is a little lackluster, but you get the feeling that it's really the smell of the excrement that is that's the kind of the key part of this magical summoning ritual. At which point, the rest of you you see a human emerge from one of the the cleaning cupboards, essentially, where these people tend to lurk, and kind of like shuffles up to you face down, says, "Meet the resistance round the corner in 5 minutes," and then just kind of like scoops up the mountain.
Wait, which corner?
Kind of like gestures of it, that one over there, stop making it obvious, and just kind of sweeps everything up and then vanishes off. And you see round the corner from where you are, in the direction that was gesticulated at, there is a convenient cubby, kind of like little area that is slightly secluded and sequestered away from everything else. I'm assuming you go there.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. You trot round.
I want to ride Oily round there.
Sure, roll for riding.
That is terrible, because that is a 6.
You go to jump on Oily, and or should I say Mans, and you remember that you have a broken foot. However, you remember this at the point that you're trying to leap off it, and you collapse on the floor.
I just sit there laughing.
Mans just kind of looks at you and just goes, "I'll help you up." Okay, and just kind of like puts a shoulder around you. He really is very spry for a pensioner.
They don't get pensions.
That is very true. You're right. I'm putting it in modern day context. I apologise. So yeah,
He's not retired either, so still working.
Wouldn't get a pension even if he was.
wow, the grim dark future. So you make your way into this little secluded area around the corner, and it's not long before you hear kind of like the sound of hoof steps from round the corner, and round the corner walks a very sexy looking horse.
Is
Is
he
it
like shaved at certain points?
No. They're just
No,
very...
it's got mane over one eye, and
yeah, exactly.
Does it blow its mane like as it comes around the corner?
Exactly. Yep.
Can I,
one hoof behind the head like this.
Can I roll for this? That every time this horse like appears, it's like you see those magazine articles, or not magazine articles, those adverts where the hair's blowing in the wind, like they got a fan in front of them.
Oh, like Hero Wind.
There's actually a human that runs around in front of them with a fan.
Sure. Yeah. Roll for it.
That is a beautiful 8.
Okay, yeah, a good portion of the resistance is given over to humans with fans, and it is sadly one of the ways they most often get caught because it is quite a giveaway, given that only the resistance use these fans. There is a human there, and they are with a fan, and you see this very attractive looking horse walk in. They're wearing a beret because, of course, they are, and they say, "Oh. Excuse me, I did not notice you were here. They kind of like, I up and say, are you with the resistance?
We are.
Excellent.
Do you need an oiling or a ride?
Listen carefully to me, young man. I will not take that kind of language from you. There's an indignant tail flip. And they say, yes, listen carefully, I will say this only once. You are seeking the missing human Arnold Targaryen, I take it. Yeah. Well, he was escorted out of the cathedral last night. The problem is, we didn't realize we took him without his consent. We thought he wanted to get away. Turns out he's got to win a race. So we kind of need to sneak him back. But we need to do it unobtrusively.
Can I check if this is actually a horse and not two humans in a pantomime horse using knowing things?
You sure can.
It's 4. No. A 6. Which is still a fail.
You are almost convinced that a horse cannot be this sexy. Like,
wow.
Speaking as a human...
Like I'm into it.
It's not possible for a horse. It must be some sort of suit.
Cool. In that case, I'll suggest that maybe instead of trying to return him to the race, you could keep him in case he's useful as a political pawn in the future, and perhaps I could. Yes, I said the P word. I'm terribly sorry. Perhaps I could pose as Arno to participate in this race.
Well, let me see. Are you particularly athletic?
Oh yes, I'm very athletic.
Oh, excellent.
I'm speaking in this voice. This is my persuade. This is my horse whispering.
That's your assistant's voice, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Well, do you not think the Prime Minister will notice that you are not the same woman that she had before?
No, because I'm about to roll to make it so that all horses are face blind to humans in the same way that Hobby is.
Sure, make a roll for it.
Oh, bugger, it's a 3.
What are you talking about? Of course you will recognize.
I have a counter proposal.
Okay.
happen to have a costume, or the back half of a costume. It's one that I found on Earth in an old abandoned manor. And I'm sure I could stand in that and we could put Arno in the back. And my head would be convincing enough that we would get Arno back in.
Okay. Right. So what we have in this game is when you have things, you can roll for resources. So I would like you to just roll 2d6. Tell me what you get.
I got a 7.
Okay, you do indeed have the back half of a horse. It is a bit ratty, it's a bit old, but
Got a
it's
few holes in it. That's
Yeah.
what I remember.
relatively functional, depending what the function is.
Been to one too many cons.
Yes. And however, I will say, just off the back of Shiro, off your role, the Prime Minister, in fact, is notable, is noted even for her ability to tell humans apart. She rose in popularity partly because of her
So she got
ability.
the job.
Yeah, like by basically being a horse detective and
They held up flashcards saying, "What's the difference between these two humans?"
yeah, exactly. She could basically play spot the difference with humans. So
Oh, guess who?
yes.
One every time.
Do they have glasses? Yes. So there's
You probably just knocked him all over.
excellent. I think this is a brilliant plan. I do not see how this can fail. Right, I would like you to meet us outside the cathedral in 1 hour, because that is when I will be there. And so will Arno, and we will sneak him back in. Very good. And she goes, now look the other way. And she tries to sneakily edge away with her hero wind as she waits for you all to look the other way before vanishing into the distance.
I assume we're all just going to keep looking at it.
That's what I'm assuming as well. Yeah, that's what I thought. Cool. So, you have an hour, you have a location. Is there anything you'd like to do before you go and meet the resistance?
Yes. I feel like I need a nose bag. I want to make sure that the tank is topped up. And
Sure, roll for
it's very
resources.
it's very useful. It's just a very useful skill to have, and I want to be able to continue.
Yeah, you
helping.
need some in the chamber.
If I want my Scrooge McDuck money bin, then I need the nose bag.
Yeah, I'm gonna just like make sure the horse costume's all ready and realize that my noticeable limp, making me look like a lame horse, will get me sympathy from the guards to go and inspect my racing stock on the way back in.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see if there are any human nose bags?
Yeah, roll for resources. Let's see, River, what did you get for your roll?
Got 5.
5. Sadly, there are no nose bags. So I'll say, what's your roll for pooping?
It's +2.
+2. Let's say it will be difficult. There may be a complication next time you try to poop. Which is always something you want to hear.
God damn. It's just like real life.
Okay. And Rover, what did you get?
I got a 9.
A 9. You find a human feed bag. It's actually a horse feed bag, but you're eating out of it, so...
But with some Doritos in it.
Yeah.
we eat hay.
Humans only eat Doritos.
More blatant horse racism.
That's my
What flavour Doritos?
That's my truth. The shit ones, the fucking plain ones, the
Yeah.
original ones.
Oh, I like them.
Plain ones? Who eats
Yeah,
Oh
plain
yeah,
Doritos?
just original. Cool,
like-
Yeah, the cool one.
original.
Yeah, I like a
Yeah.
cool
The cool
original
ones are
Dorito.
alright.
Yeah.
No, they're just bland and.
Yeah, but of the Doritos that there are, they're the shittest, aren't they?
Oh no,
Yeah.
actually, to fit in with the sexy side, they should all be eating cheesy ones.
Yeah, the sexiest
It's just
Doritos,
like
the cheesy ones.
unsexy- The unsexy Doritos.
Maybe the hot ones. That seems sexy somehow.
But the hot ones are the best ones.
They
We
get-
won't give those to the humans.
Arno, the likes of Arno get the hot ones. The likes of Rover get the cheesy ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that.
I don't have to roll for this. It just is.
That simply is. That's too good
Okay,
not to
good.
not to pass up.
Okay, I'll crunch on my Doritos.
Yes, your cheesy Doritos. Very good. Okay. So you make your way outside the cathedral. So I will say that outside of the cathedral, these are all kind of like areas in little bubbles on Mars. There isn't any breathable atmosphere. So, are you all donning your space horse suits / people suits, or are you going to do anything else? How are you preparing?
I'd like to test whether or not I'll be able to manage without my human suit in the airless environment with the breathing in a vacuum role. If I
By
may.
all means, yes.
It's a 7.
A 7. You can indeed breathe in a vacuum. Somehow, you have a rare mutation that allows you to do so. The lack of pressure can sometimes be a bit of a problem, but you never know. It'll probably be fine.
I think I might put my suit on.
You put a
I feel my eyes bulging a bit, and I'm like, well, I can breathe okay, but it's not the most pleasant experience, so I'll throw the suit on.
Okay. Yeah, you put on a pressurized suit. You don't feel the need to take an air tank or anything. But
Oh no.
no.
Yeah.
Okay. You horse suit up as well. Everyone is ready to go. You take out a little buggy from the reception desk outside of the cathedral, and
I'm assuming Hobby has a custom made one, being the only half horse, half human.
yeah, you've got your own custom helmet. It looks ridiculous, and yeah, it's slightly horrifying.
Do they have like little extensions for the head legs?
Oh yeah, of course. That would be ridiculous if they didn't. But yes. So you venture out in your buggy to the agreed meeting place. At which point, you find a very sexy horse and a very sexy human waiting there, kind of in like a little shield bubble. A portable shield generator has been erected. Sorry, keeping on the sexy theme.
Are they holding hands?
No, because horses don't have hands.
Okay, is the human holding the horse's leg?
No, because that would be deeply uncomfortable.
So can I walk around and go, oh, Mommy, Daddy, found you?
Surely this is a world roll.
Sure. Yeah, fuck it. Sure. You're rolling
My
to
parents
see.
founded the resistance.
How old are you? Just out of interest, Hobby.
25, 28.
Is this
25,
in horse years or human years?
I'm assuming these horses have got long lives.
Sure. Right, roll for it.
That is a 10.
10. Okay. The thing that you knew about your father was that he was something of a time traveler, and the story that your mother always told you, despite the fact you didn't recognize her earlier when you saw her, was in fact that your father travelled back in time to meet the French resistance horse. You were conceived because you and Arno are about the same age. He's a prize athlete, human.
He's my
So
brother.
kind of in his early
brothers.
20s. You're
They're
actually
brothers.
you're older than your father, which is it's interesting. Yeah,
Twins.
through some kind of temporal flux.
Can I also just remind everyone that Hobby is human face blind, so we wouldn't recognise his own father.
That is very true. So yeah, you even though you've had this locket with both of your parents' pictures in it for many years, you just keep looking at what's essentially like a stick man in a locket.
This is lack of remembering.
Yeah. And also, you don't know what your mother looks like because apparently you met her earlier and we didn't realise. So sure. As you saw her turn away, to slink off earlier, you thought you saw like a tear of recognition. Just like, oh, my son, he's so handsome. Just as she turned away, but no, it couldn't possibly be.
I assumed it was just the draft from the hero and making her eyes water.
Yeah. So you go out and meet Hobby's mum and dad somehow. The French resistance horse and human Arno Targaryen. Oh, that reminds me. What were you doing with Mans?
He didn't have a suit.
He didn't have a suit. Okay, is he?
He died as soon as we left the bubble.
He was busy protesting, but you kind of didn't listen to him, and he floated away like Arnold Schwarzenegger on that one film. So yeah, you're down one NPC. Good, but the good news is there's space in the buggy now.
Bring Arno back.
Yeah. So you drive.
See some weird buggies to fit all the horses in.
I mean, that's what they were designed for. You drive into the portable shield generator and just kind of, and you feel the presence of an atmosphere appear again. And you see the French resistance horse and Arno Targaryen stood there and kind of like waiting for you. And Arno kind of like dons his very athletic, very sexy spacesuit. It's like black and it's got like a little Nike tick on it, all that kind of speed lines down the side. It goes, yes, you must be the group responsible for taking me back to the complex. Is that right?
Yeah, why, yes. It is. And may I say how uncannily you resemble our companion Hobby here. Despite the fact that he has the horse head and you have a human head.
But the resemblance between our legs
it's the
and our
family
arms.
shins that give it away every time. Yes. Well, I've heard that I have very common looking shins. It kind of like you see him clutch at his heart for a second, just go. Anyway, we must away. Goodbye, fair resistance horse.
I want to compare mine and Arno's toes to see if they look the same, especially the one that like I've now broken.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Well, let's call this Martian history because we haven't used that one yet. You're learning. He's a Martian. You've got Martian feet. You're learning the history of Mars.
For a outstanding 3.
3. Yeah, unfortunately, human blindness extends to the feet. In the case of horses, they literally do see the equivalent of stick people, and that's why the Prime Minister was so special. Her ability to distinguish between different humans is quite remarkable.
Always thought I took after my mother.
You hear like a silent like as the French resistance horse says absolutely nothing, but just says nothing in a very meaningful and sexy way. Anyway,
blowing behind her in the wind.
I want to see the action. I want to see the representation of this.
Yeah, there's just. Sexy silence, yes, indeed.
Feel tension in the air.
As we drive away, does she say, "I want to be alone"?
Yes, she does. You kind of see her give like one last long look over her shoulder before she walks away into the hero wind, and kind of disappears out of your lives, possibly forever. Who knows? You see Arno suppress just some emotion. Says, "Right, very well. We must away." So, I'm assuming you begin your drive back to Cathedral. Excellent.
I would like to ask Arno, as one of the prized specimens of the human race, why is it that you perpetuate our enslavement by the horse people by continually agreeing to participate in their races?
Well, you see, as you will know, being a human, we have no choice in the matter. That's the enslavement part of being a human.
But you were with the railroads just now, and we were told that you were taken against your will, which implies that you wanted to be in these races. Don't lie to me, Arno. I see what your game is.
Yes, you see, I have a good chance of winning my freedom on my own. Their efforts are best spent rescuing other people. If this premise seems rushed, it's because it was improvised.
Is it because, Arno, you're thinking if you win your freedom, you can be a poster boy for the resistance from the inside?
Exactly. Well done, horseman.
Brother.
What?
Brother.
Sure. Okay.
And I run up and give him a hug.
Just like your helmets clonk together, and by that I mean,
I want to slam the brakes on so that everyone lurches forward and bangs their head on something.
yeah, sure. Roll for jerk.
Roll for the jerk.
It's a 6.
A 6. Yeah, you accidentally press harder on the accelerator. You lift your foot off and just or hoof off and hoof it further towards the cathedral. You arrive in record time.
Right, everybody out.
Very good. Right, you see Arno disentangle himself from Hobby and just stand there waiting for the next stage of the plan.
I'm gonna make a hole in the back of Arno's spacesuit.
Okay.
That's seething resentment I'd like to roll for, please.
Sure. So I was imagining that you were within the shield now. Are you trying to do this when he's outside the shield?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just below where Hobby is cuddling him.
You're just trying to shank him, basically.
So that when he releases the pressure on his suit, that's when the hole becomes an issue.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Oh, God, I don't know.
Roll seething resentment. Sure, why not?
Is he trying to kill Arno?
6.
6.
Again.
Right, Hobby, can I ask you to roll dressage, please?
Okay. An interesting one. 7.
7. You narrowly avoid being shanked by Rover. However, there is like a slight kind of like scratch in your suit, and it could be that under some circumstances that will become stressed and tear open. You hear a vague hissing of just tss, as air seems to leak from your spacesuit at a slow pace.
I start heading towards the shield.
Very good. It approaches on the horizon, and in her anger, River hoofs the accelerator, and you start flying towards it. Yes, very well. You arrive without any further issue, stabbings aside, and make your way. Well, was going to say, do you make your way inside the cathedral? What are you doing to prepare? How are you going to sneak
So
this?
I'm assuming we get inside the shield, and there's like, is there like a little bit of outside area
Sure.
outside the cathedral? Yeah. So I'm like, right, Arno,
Yes,
I have a costume.
I
It's
see.
going to help us get you back in there. For this to work, I need you to bend over.
God.
That feels like, yeah. Roll for something. What are you rolling?
Don't know.
Okay.
Riding.
Cool.
Riding.
Sure, riding. Yeah.
Well, luckily, that's a 10.
Okay. So, of course, anything for you, my son. I mean, my brother. Apparently, he kind of just bends in a very athletic and sexy manner.
And as he does that, I swing my leg over him, and like, so I'm sort of sat on his back and I sort of shuffle along him. So then I'm stood on the floor eventually, with his. So I'm basically like sat on his head, like the back of his head. So he's bent forward looking at the floor, and I'm sat on the back of his head with my legs on the floor. And I've dragged the back of my horse costume over him.
Right.
He's gonna need a neck brace after this.
Yeah, he's basically bent like that. At the moment.
And
okay.
now, yeah, so now we just look like a horse. The horse costume on.
Of
Can
course.
while we're processing this, can I potentially make things worse with the world roll? To say that due to a temporal paradox,
Yes.
Hobby is also Arno's dad.
Yes, you can.
It's a 7.
Okay. Yeah, that is, or that will be true because it hasn't happened yet. So, Hobby, at some point, you need to travel back in time.
That's a very good complication. I like that.
And Hobby does not remember any of this.
Yeah, that's how linear time works in this weird temporal paradox. So yeah, cool. You stick your son's head between your legs.
and dad's.
Your son, father, and possibly brother for some reason. We're not quite sure why.
Wait, is Arno my father? I thought my father was someone else.
No. That Arno's your father. He went back in
Arno
time.
traveled back. Oh god.
Yeah. To and yeah, the sexy resistance horse is your mother, but you don't know that.
I know that much. I remember my mother.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I'm not horse blind. I'm just human blind.
Okay, good to know.
This means that Arno has horse DNA already when it happens.
Oh god. Yeah, he's a quarter horse. This is why he's the top athlete, because he's actually a quarter horse.
Hey, quarter horse. I get the joke now. Beautiful breed.
So yeah, this is getting real weird. I want to, yeah. So Sunfather is between your legs, and you drape.
Is that the name he races under?
Yeah. Sunfather coming up on the left. Yeah, you.
He's not coming up the middle.
Yep. Okay.
Or is he coming from behind?
Rocks fall, everyone die. Children, are we quite finished? This isn't funny, you know. If we can't behave.
Breathe.
Oh god. Yeah, you drape you the costume over him for some. So you're not getting him into the costume. You're just kind of draping it over the top.
Yeah,
like
so
you
like I put
skinned
it
a
up.
horse.
Yeah, but like if I then ask River and Rover to get underneath and do it up.
Okay, it's one of those high-tech horse costumes with buttons on. Sure. I'm just imagining now that it's like, you know, when you've got those like trousers that have got Velcro on the side, so you can speed pull them off.
Yeah.
It's like a speed derobing horse costume. Okay.
But only the front, only the back, because I cut the head off, so my natural head sticks through.
It's like horse pajamas. Right. So I would like a roll from anyone who is caring to assist to make this look even vaguely authentic. And tell me what you're rolling and how it works.
I am helping him to dress. So I'm going to roll dress.
Dressage.
Massage.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
No.
I'll allow that pun once.
Oh dear. It's a 3.
To 3, okay. Yep. Who else is helping?
This is to try and smuggle Arno in safely, isn't it? So
Mhm.
I'm gonna try my seething resentment again and see if I can sabotage it just slightly, so that anyone who's really paying attention will notice that there's a
Okay.
human.
Sure.
That's a 7.
That's a 7. Okay. Your complication is that so River has already done a terrible job dressing the horseman and man together. She's done an absolutely awful job. So your complication is that you actually make it slightly better than it was before. However, it is still noticeably bad because the horse costume is actually a different color. So where Hobby has cut the head off of the costume, it's actually a different color to his hair / fur. So he kind of puts it on, and it's like you've essentially got a horse with a different color head on, and it looks pretty bad.
Frankenhorse.
Yes,
normal.
it's Frankenhorse. Yes.
Yeah, you get horses with different color heads all the time. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, no, I'm not doubting you that there are horses with different color heads, but I'm just saying it still looks awful. So
It's just an ugly horse.
it's just an ugly horse. Right, in which case, Hobby, can I get you to roll for jerk to convince people that it is just an ugly horse?
Stop saying roll for jerk.
It's not. It's a joke. It's just I'm rolling to say that I'm an ugly horse.
Oh no, I understood. Roll for jerk.
Well, my roll for a jerk was a 9.
9, excellent. You are a really ugly horse.
Now until I take my drink.
Excellent.
I've seen my mother.
Seen your mother, your father, and you become an ugly horse. Very good.
It's like the ugly duckling. Just wait till I grow up.
Okay. So, you head towards the cathedral. But what's this? On the door, more guard horses with laser packs on their shoulders. What do?
We found this this human indicating Rover, and we noticed he'd got loose from the stables, so we're just returning him to his rightful place.
Well, that's mighty convenient. Yeah, I suppose that checks out. Maybe. Roll for it.
Goodbye, fourth wall.
8.
8. So, yeah, he looks like a right little shit. And he kind of just horse number 1 just goes whoomph and like kicks you, Rover.
I'd like to dodge it.
Okay, yeah. How so? Dressage?
Yeah, I'm going to use dressage roll to prance to one side.
You've spent a lot of time around horses. It's reasonable.
Yeah.
Go for it.
10.
10. You neatly prance out of the way. Excellent.
And a world roll to say that he has very fragile shins, and it shatters like a shatter-resistant ruler that's not shatter-resistant when it hits the ground.
Who has very... you do, or...
No, the guard who tried to bop me on the head with his horse leg.
Okay, he was doing it with like a...
Sure, but
Sure.
it goes all because I prance out of the way.
Okay.
There's too much momentum behind it. It hits the ground and it shatters his leg because he's got osteoporosis.
Okay. Sure. Like, I've been imagining like these really short little horse legs on top, but it sounds
Oh no,
like...
they're full legs.
No,
Full
they're
I
full
can
legs.
imagine
length.
it full
Okay.
length.
Yep,
Yeah.
sure. Roll for it. Go for it.
And they're extra large as well because horses are extra large in this world.
It makes perfect sense.
It's another bloody 6, so he's fine, isn't he?
Yeah.
Damn it.
You just see him like the Martian Earth erupts into this kind of low gravity atmosphere. Goes, get in,
Yeah, he's
filthy human scum. You all look the same to me. I'm a horse racist.
He's a bit more of a shower. He's not really one for speed.
How rude. I'll trot in looking offended.
You trot in it was more graceful a horse than these guards have ever seen, and you find yourself within the cathedral. Making
Are we
your-
out of earshot of the guard now?
Sure, why not?
I then turn around to River and Rover and go, why do we need to sneak him back in? They wanted him back. We could have just brought him up to the door.
I think what you're doing is attempting to apply common sense and logic to a situation that clearly it's where it's not called for. Rover says in canon and in character.
From between your legs, you hear a very muffled, because they would have punished me for having tried to escape, even though I did not wish it. Oh.
Makes sense. So what I want to do is, are we back in the gym, basically?
Not yet. You're about to approach the gym, but sure, you can be if you want.
Yeah, I want to trot to the center of the gym.
Okay.
Like all fancy, like, so I went with that dress. So this might be 2 rolls.
Okay.
And then in the middle, I'm assuming there's like a giant pole in the middle
As in
For dancing?
for dancing. And I want to like trot up to this pole, grab it, and then like kick my legs forward and pull the costume off at the same time. Because it's like one of those cool strip-up costumes. So dressage
Sure.
up to the pole to see how fancy I go up to the pole.
I feel like
I'm
that's
gonna-
dressage. Just
And
over.
then
Go on.
I want to kick the costume off and reveal Arno.
I'll say just have the dressage for free.
Yeah.
This is going to be whether you like rip his head off or not while doing so.
Please, what music's playing at the minute is this?
Eric
As
Pride,
I
Call
try-
on me.
On me.
On me, call on
Call on
me.
me.
Yeah, all the time. It's the way
And,
they subjugate the humans.
So yeah, I trot back in,
Mm-hmm.
up to the pole. I'm going to kick this costume off. For a 9.
A 9. Okay, that would be a complication. So just out of interest, what are you gripping the pole with? Presumably the legs on your head?
No, I've got my 2 human arm hands.
Oh, of course you have. You've got 2 human arms.
I punch them out the costume and grab it.
Okay. Okay. What's the complication here?
The costume
like-
doesn't break, and Arno is
Swung
swung around
around.
the pole like
This
he's
is
in a
me
sack.
Me pole dancing in the
Sure.
middle.
I'll say that it partially rips open to reveal the human Arno Targaryen, as he's currently just like his legs are caught in the bottom of the suit. You're caught in the top of the suit, while you're swinging around on your human arms around this pole, swinging a world-class athlete who's flailing, going, oh my god, what's going on? And yes, you have the attention of the full room doing your pole routine. Oily says, "Oh, all right, Arno's back." The real Oily, not the other Oily.
Well, if the other Oily said it, I'd be really
other-
worried.
Yeah, the other Oily's dead.
Just a voice from behind you.
Mans.
Any humans going invisible as this pole dancing happens?
Not really. They're just looking very confused. You can see the horse guards at the front are kind of like crossing, kind of like rearing up on their forelegs and almost like crossing their arms in a what's all this way, and then rearing back down because it's very strenuous to do that. Anyway,
I just like slide down the pole.
okay, you slam your father-son into the floor as the momentum from your swinging drops, and he crawls out.
Behold, he is reborn.
The effect is rather ruined by him vomiting. Very good. Okay. Well, you have returned Arno Targaryen to the racing centre. You are. Is there anything else anyone would like to do before we wrap up?
I want
Yes.
to make a world roll.
Okay.
Go on, Numi.
What is the role?
The Prime Minister,
Uh-huh.
who seemingly is a horse and everybody thought was a horse,
Uh-huh.
is actually not a horse. It is a very sophisticated one of the horse costumes.
Mm-hmm.
And inside it is actually a human.
Okay.
That's what the pipes are for. They're for breathing.
Sure. I was going to say, is it a human? Is it any particular human or?
Yes.
Yes, I thought it might be. Very good. Roll for it.
It's a 9.
It's a 9. Okay. Do you want to tell me what human it is?
Well, presumably at night when the Prime Minister clambers out of their horse costume
Yes.
in their private chambers,
Mm-hmm.
and they readjust themselves and look in the mirror to try and tidy up their beautiful pink hair.
Yes.
We all know who it is.
We all know who it is. The problem is that she is the people's princess, but the horse's prime minister.
That's right.
And
No one can ever know.
no one can ever know.
See, I was going to say I wanted to make a world roll to make the Prime Minister a member of the railroad, but I think that's already happened.
Yeah. She just likes punching horses too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's also how she can identify humans with her amazing non-human blindness. It's because she's actually a human.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well, the adventure comes to an end. You meet the horse prime minister, who gives you a knowing wink from her, and kind of, yeah, her methane pipes gurgle knowingly.
Is that what they're called now?
Yes, they are.
I'd know the gurgling of those methane pipes anyway.
Oh. And yes, and you realise that the horse uprising is not far away. Sorry, the human uprising is not far off. Yes, you're all gifted your individual rewards. Rover, you're given the opportunity to run in a relatively easy human race.
Can I roll to see if I actually get freedom from that race?
Yeah, sure. What is it going to be? You're going to racing? Go for it.
Yeah, I have a -1 in racing.
Okay.
Oh wow, it's an 8.
So yes, you do, but you have to kill several humans to be able to win.
I'm fine with that.
Excellent.
Like the Hunger Games.
Also, you fall into a time rift and father someone who's later going to turn out to be one of your relatives in the future. It's weird.
And also the grandfather of Hobby.
Yes. Yeah, someone try and draw this as a family tree. It'll be brilliant.
This explains why Hobby was half horse, half human. Seems rather inbred.
Oh my god, you tried to murder your own son. Ish, kind of.
But I didn't know.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway.
Which would make Rover my great-grandfather.
What you don't know is inside Rover it's actually a very elaborate human costume, and it's being piloted by a horse.
By
A miniature horse.
Yeah,
A little pony.
a Shetland, yeah.
Yeah.
I can go smaller than that. It's gonna be a falabella. They're like this big.
There we go. Rover is actually a falabella.
Look them up. They're really cute.
Hobby, remind me what your wish was.
A potion that's going to turn me into a really sexy horse.
Really sexy horse. Yes, you are, of course, because magic exists in this world, so God knows why they bother with all this science malarkey. You are gifted a magic potion that turns you into such a sexy horse, but the problem is everyone always thinks you're in the Resistance because you've constantly got that hero wind going on, even though you don't have a fan.
Yeah, I've got the natural hero wind.
Yeah.
It's turned into a Frisian. Very nice horses.
Does it go wow whenever you like?
It does.
focus on
And what people don't know is I'm actually leader of the Resistance.
Of course. Of course. So, finally, River, you are gifted your Scrooge McDuck vault of oats and nibbly bits.
Yes.
And also the remains of some of the killer carrots that have been preserved, just because, you know, why not? So
I'm going to use them to engineer a new race of killer carrots.
Of course you are. How did I not see that coming? And with that, we draw an end to our festivities. Well done on completing your mission. I feel like we achieved a lot and somehow also nothing at the same time.
We achieved sexy horses.
That was, we might have achieved sexy horses.
And that horse costume will come back many a time in many a game.
I'm just wondering whether Roll for Jerk is going to get added to the quotes on your channel.
Roll for jerk.
Oh my
So I was going to say, how did everyone find that?
god. I don't quite know what to say.
Yeah, it was an interesting one, wasn't it? The notes I was going to say, it says do 5 minutes preparation when you're playing the game. You've got 5 minutes to prepare a story once everyone's decided what the world's going to be, and I didn't feel like we could really do that. So it was a lot more improvised than I was expecting, and I don't have as much sexy horse lore to draw on as I might like. So
I mean, you do have some. In fairness, you do have some.
That is true. I do.
At least you come out of this with like a learning point.
Yes. Learn more about sexy horses.
Yeah.
Don't invite the three of us back again.
My lovely horse. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming along to this. Let's just do a quick little. I'm just going to have a quick look and see who's online. We'll do a quick little introduction to everyone, etc. Cool. I mean, I'm tempted to raid Critical Role because they're streaming Dungeons and Dragons, but I won't. Oh, I tell you what. We've got Einfang, who is currently streaming Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Everyone else I know seems to be streaming things that may well have spoilers in that I don't. Whereas I don't feel you can really spoil a Pokemon game. So I think we'll go do a raid for Einfang. In the meantime, thanks very much everyone for coming along, including my lovely guests. with me, I have a Gaijin Gamer. Gaijin, remind everyone where they can find you while I do your shout out.
So yeah, I am a bit of a weird one. Slightly horse obsessed. Basically variety streamer on Twitch, usually 3 times a week. And also a leather worker. If you want anything leather, let me know. Yeah, if it's leather, I'll give it a try.
Oh, that feels like it should be a quote. Fantastic. We do have a link to Gaijin's channel in chat. They, as you said, lovely streamer, well worth a follow if you're not already. The other wonderful person who I have with me is, of course, Mod Nummy, regular member on the channel, and also a member of the Booty Base Squad.
I thought, were you queuing me up?
I was
for my
queuing you
own
up, but
thing
then you
where
were
I
also
speak?
doing things, so I didn't want to.
Yeah, sorry, I was just adding if it's leather, I'll give it a try to quotes. Yeah, I am Mod Nummy, although I'm never here doing any modding. But yes, I still have privileges, so don't piss me off or I'll ban you. I am part of Booty Squad. We're at twitch.tv/bootybase squad. You can come watch us if you like silly, sweary, burpy nonsense. And if you don't like me, then Joanna and LJ are also on the channel, so at least you can watch them instead.
Joanna, the lovely person who's been in chat, and LJ, the President of Mars. Prime Minister of Mars, sorry.
Yes, LJ is Her Majesty, the Prime Minister of Mars.
Yes. Yeah, excellent, fantastic people. Well worth a follow if you're not already doing so. As there is a link in chat if you are not. Finally, last but not least, we have Spirit Nichiro. Would you care to do a little bit on yourself?
Why not? Yes, I'm Spirit Nichiro, also known in some circles as Brummy Nuthers, due to being blood related to Nummy Numbers, which
Hello.
you know she's looking very well for it. I am a D&D DM, running several campaigns, and happy to run one shots and things if people are ever interested. You can find me on Twitter at DT_Shiro, that's SHIRO. And yes, if you don't like me for any reason, then I'm very easily avoided on the internet without much effort.
Lovely. So, yeah, it only remains for me to thank all of you for coming along. Thanks everyone for the chat for just being here. It's been appreciated. Really enjoyed seeing all the chat going on while I've been trying to ignore it while running the game. We will be doing more of these games in future with different people, changing people in and out, but they will be coming up semi-regularly. Of course, we do also do D&D here on the stream. We stream a variety of things. Currently working our way through Bloodborne, which is a bloody wonderful game. Absolutely love it. We're also doing other bits and pieces. Skyrim, painting. Next stream will be on Sunday when I'll be doing some more painting or something similar. So come back then, drop us a follow if you're not already. Apart from that, we're going to go give Ironfang a raid. They are currently playing Pokemon Scarlet/Violet and are also lovely people. Yes, I used to work with / go to school with them. So say hi from me. What we need is a good raid message. So what have people got for a raid message?
Roll for jerk.
Roll for jerk. Yeah.
If it's leather, I'll give it a try.
It's tempting. I'm gonna go with the roll for jerk. Roll for jerk in the chat. There we go. So that is the raid message. Say hi to everyone when we get there. Thank you very much for coming along. We'll see you again soon. Don't forget to love each other. Bye, everyone. Bye.